We do not have anybody here for invocation, so can we just have a moment of silence, please? Next is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Recognition of gifts, donations, and community service to the city. Does anyone have anything? All right, we have a couple. Oh, if I could. Well, Facility Safety Award, Facility Operations Award, Hutchinson Wastewater Facility. Yeah,
thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for allowing me this time up front to address you and the public in response to the recent travel request that you approved for me to attend the Central States Water Environment Association's 95th Annual Conference in Schaumburg, Illinois. The reason for this trip was the honor to accept the Water Environment Federation's George W. Burke Jr. Facility Safety Award at the awards banquet on May 14th. We were asked by our peers and other communities throughout Minnesota to make application for the award at the beginning of this year, and we ended up being chosen out of the nominations from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. This award is in recognition of the excellence of the City of Hutchinson Wastewater Department's active and effective safety program and our safety record among municipal and industrial wastewater facilities. So it's my pleasure to show you our esteemed award for 2024.
Nicely done.
Congratulations. The second reason is to announce that for another year, the Hutchinson Wastewater Facility and its staff were recognized by the MPCA with a Certificate of Commendation for Operational Excellence for the operations year of 2023. To receive this recognition, facilities must demonstrate consistent compliance with monitoring, operations, and maintenance requirements, submit accurate on-time reports to the MPCA, and employ staff certified by the MPCA in wastewater operations. Out of over 1,600 municipal and industrial treatment facilities in Minnesota, we were among only 253 to receive this honor, all while working the entire year, short-staffed by one or two people at times. A big shout out goes to my staff, Deb Paulson, Eric Moore, John Kent, Zach Peterson, and Randy Check, who has since moved over to the water plant, and Matt Keller, who now works for the City of Becker. Acknowledgement also to John Paulson, who administers the Industrial Pretreatment Program, which is included as part of our NPDES operating permit. We also employ seasonal interns and workers that help us get all this great work accomplished. Everyone is owed a great deal of congratulations for all of their efforts. And here's that accommodation.
All right.
So thank you for your time.
Yep.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
We have 3 resolutions underneath there. If you don't mind, I'll just do them all at once.
Yep.
Resolution number 15742, resolution accepting $1,000 donation from the Hutchinson Lions Club for forestry operations, and resolution number 15743, resolution accepting $3,000 donation from the Hutchinson Hockey Association for drink rail at Birch Arena, and resolution number 15744, resolution accepting $100 donations from the Kim Milk Transit Incorporated for the Hutchinson Police Department future equipment purchases.
I'll make a motion to approve all 3.
Second.
Motion by Chad, second by Pat to approve all 3 resolutions. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries.
Public comment, anybody wanting to address the council, just please come forward and state your name and address. All right, approval of minutes, we have the regular meeting minutes of May 28th, 2024, and the council workshop of May 28th, 2024.
Move to approve both sets of minutes.
Second.
Motion by Tim, second by Dave to approve minutes. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Say nay. Motion carries. Consent agenda. This will be done with one motion unless somebody pulls something off for discussion. A is consideration for approval of granting permission to the Crow River Winery to dispense liquor at upcoming events. That would be the Hutchinson J.C. Water Carnival at West River Park, Minnesota Pottery Festival at West River Park, Garlic Festival at McLeod County Fairgrounds, Arts and Crafts Fair at Library Square. B is approval issuing temporary liquor license to the Bobbing Bobber Brewery Company on July 13th, 2024. C is approval of issuing short-term gambling license to the Upper Midwest AC Club on November 8th, 2025. Is that correct? All right. D is consideration for approval of purchasing bag film for Creekside. E is approval of purchasing 2 squad cars. F is approval of second addition to the metal subdivision agreement. And G is claims, appropriations, and contract payments. Anything anybody wants pulled off?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Chad, second by Tim to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. We'll skip down to governance. We have the minutes from the library board minutes of April 22nd, 2024. Staff update. Chief Gifferson, you got anything for us tonight?
Nothing, unless you have something for me.
Mike, you have anything for us?
Just a quick street construction update, especially with water kind of coming. Things are in good shape, just considering the weather. R&R continues to move along nicely, continue to look for things to do and keep busy. After the water carnival this weekend, they'll kind of move into another phase of the project, especially on Franklin and Washington, so kind of watch for that. But other than that, everything continues to move along pretty well. Oakland continues to be a little bit slow, just given the weather and the utility kind of mess we have there, but they're working away on it. So other than that, just trying to get things in place for the water carnival.
It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Water, do you have anything else for us?
Oh, wastewater.
Dan, you got anything for us tonight?
No, it's been a relatively busy spring and start of the summer with construction activity. And then we're also getting a fair amount of development requests and information for new plats and projects, which is a good thing for housing.
So it looks like a busy summer.
Yeah, so far the busy summer looks to continue.
Has anything happened?
Go ahead.
Dan, with that, like they've got the metal out there where they were gonna open up another discount store. It's like now there's grass growing up around it.
Yeah, the permit's sitting up front to be picked up, so thought they would maybe pick it up since
Yeah, that stuff's been there
the
for
was there
like,
for about 6 months.
yeah.
So hopefully soon that gets going.
It's still going forward, we think. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Lynn, I kind of asked Lynn to come tonight, especially for everybody noticed that the fountain in the library square is down again. Just had some background on most of it's been vandalism, so Lynn, can you give us a report on it?
Sure can. Good evening, Mayor and Council. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had an incident in the Library Square fountain that ended pretty badly for us. No one got hurt, which is a really good thing, but the Library Square fountain is no longer operable. Completely have to redo our system due to vandalism. We've seen an uptick in people swimming, wading, standing, being in the fountain. We did try to mitigate with some signage and things like that we put up every year, but it seems to be a reoccurring problem. There was some wires that were untwisted and some damage to the electrical, so our current system will no longer work. We did have an electrician come in and take a look at it, and we need to completely go a different direction. Just this past week, we had a company come out that specializes in fountains, and they are working on getting us a quote for what it will be to replace everything that we currently have to get it up and running back to its state of which we would like it to be operable. But we don't have any numbers on that yet. Gary we and I had a conversation earlier today, and just wanted to note, since 2015, due to vandalism or just damages to the fountain, the city has put in about $25,000 to $30,000 into the fountain. Most of it has been due to damages of people being inside the fountain or messing with things that would make the fountain no longer work appropriately. Matt, Yannick, and I had a conversation if we'll get the numbers of what it is to restore back to its current state, but also maybe exploring just some other options.
Electrifying it?
Well, it might have been if the way they were messing with the wires.
With the appropriate warning signs.
Yes. We're very lucky nobody got hurt.
The way it sounded, we're lucky somebody didn't get electrocuted.
Yes.
Because
the way they messed with it was pretty significant. So we're looking at options here of what we can do to restore it back to how it was, and just so we can make it safer and eliminate any possible vandalism for the future as well. So we're just looking at all of our options. The company that came out to look at the fountain, what they are going to propose to us will take out most of any issues that could be compromised with the public being in it. Obviously there's fountain heads and different things like that for the fountain system, but all the pump system would be removed from the actual fountain, and it would be in a separate pump house, which would make it way more safe and way less vandalism incidences could occur. Obviously things can still happen with a fountain like that. That's very popular with people using it. So any questions?
Is that site video surveillance?
It currently is not. We do have the movable cameras that the police department has, and I know we've chatted with Taylor there at the police department to see if we can get the cameras over there just to watch, but the damage is already done at this time, but we don't have a permanent system in place over there.
Going forward, it might be a good investment.
Definitely an identified site for future cameras for us.
Yeah.
Still for electrifying.
So as soon as we know more, we'll share those quotes and kind of our different options that we have. But at this current state, it is no longer working. We have drained it to take out any sort of possible other occurrences that could happen at the current state of what it's in. Which is really unfortunate as we are going into event season and different things happening in our parks. But just wanted everyone to be aware that it's kind of a staple in that park, and it's no longer working, unfortunately.
Anything else about the fountain? All right, Lynn, as long as you're up here, how about goats on the go?
The goats on the go. The goats are here. They arrived June 1st. If you haven't had a chance, they're at Roberts Park right now. They are doing some good work over there. I was just over there today. They've cleared out a big section of the park there. We've been working with Garrett, our goat expert, and he's been in town moving the goats as they meander through the park and eat the sections of which they're at. So they are making very good progress. If you haven't had a chance to go over there and check them out, you should. I know it's attracted a lot of attention from the public as well, which is good. That's a whole piece of it that we want to encourage people to go check them out as well. The next location, once they're done in Roberts Park, they will move to Riverside Park, and they'll be there for a lot shorter of time, a lot less acreage there that they're going to be grazing. And then the last spot in their trip around Hutchinson will be Miller's Woods. We did find out that because of the pond in Roberts, it's a lot smaller of a location than he had originally anticipated. We thought it would be about, the park itself is 10 acres, the area of which they were going to graze. It's about 6 with the pond in there. So Garrett, depending on how fast the goats eat through, are looking at other locations in which they can also graze because we have them contracted for a certain amount of acres. So that could be a good thing for us as well too. We have some potential areas that he's looked at in order for the goats to also graze. But so far it's been a really good partnership with Goats on the Go, and it seems to be working really well for us.
Somebody posted on Real Life in Hutch that Garrett must have brought a baby goat up to the mom, came with their kids and let them pet it and stuff.
Yeah, it's a good public thing too. Yeah, we've seen a couple posts of people being able to pet the baby goats when Garrett's out there switching them around and things like that. So they're all named. So if you want to go take a look at them, they got name tags in the ears. Yeah, they're pretty friendly.
Anything else for Lynn?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Pat, let's start with you.
Well, Water Carnival week, so there's all kinds of activities going on. Public Arts, nothing, because I have a meeting tomorrow, so not a whole lot to add. Enjoy the weekend and the festivities around the Water Carnival.
Larry? Chad?
Well, I did have a Parks Board meeting, but you and Lynn stole all my thunder. So,
We had that planned out.
we've already talked about everything I was going to talk about, so I don't have anything to add. So
Okay.
have a happy Water Carnival, I guess.
Yeah. Tim?
Well, you didn't take my thunder. I actually took my wife on a date out to see the goats the other day. That's what we call it when we go have time to do something together. Also got to explain that udders on a goat and horns mean that they're still female. So a learning technique there. And there are electric fences around the goats. So unlike the water fountain, don't try to go in and see the goats. Other than that, all the meetings are next week and the week after. So.
Yeah. Dave?
MMDC yearly meeting and audit is tomorrow. And the last email I got was still the fraudulent phone calls and whatnot, to be more and more aware of what's going on. When someone calls you or texts you or whatever the case may be, just be aware that you're not maybe, or I should say you might be a victim, but don't be a victim. Hang up on them if you have to.
Thank you.
Good.
Since you're sitting in Matt's spot, I suppose you should have something for us, Mark, tonight,
Oh, I do.
don't you? Okay.
One very small thing, just a reminder that city offices are going to be closed on the 19th for the Juneteenth holiday. And that's it.
That's it? Well, I really have nothing, so
Wait, Gary, Sunday's also Father's Day.
Father's Day, yeah.
It's usually overlooked anyway, Pat, so I didn't want to bring it up.
I'm gonna go look at the goals.
On that note, I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Chad, second by Pat to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.